What's up, guys? It is Mark here with the Trail Team Challenge, and today I'm bringing you one of our former contestants from our first year's event. Going to give you guys a little bit of insight on what the Trail Team Challenge is about, things that he went through, things that got him prepared, things he wished he would have done better to help him with the competition. So bringing to you guys today one of our top three teams from last year's event, Eddie Calero. And Eddie, thanks for joining us, buddy. Tell us a little bit about you and your teammate and what rig you guys brought with you last year.
All right, thank you for having me, Mark. So for that event, we went with Steve Santana's vehicle. Steve Santana was the driver. I was a co-pilot. Steve is a firefighter, so he had a lot of recovery gear for, his profession. So we have from chainsaw to any kind of power tool you can imagine inside that Jeep, recovery straps, winch extension, recovery tools for like Gear America. So we had a little bit of everything. So we were not sure what to expect. So we brought a little bit of everything. So if you have a scenario in your mind and you're not sure you're going to encounter it, just bring anything you can think of, because it's better to have extra tools than, needing something and you don't have it at that point. So the vehicle we used, it was a 2016 or 2017 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited, lifted on 4 inches with 37-inch tires, beat locks. So definitely airing down was a big factor on having traction and also making it a little bit more comfortable going around. So bring anything you can think of.
All right, awesome. So again, Eddie is a big time Jeeper. Those of you who don't follow, he's got his own YouTube channel. His partner Steve, again, is a firefighter. So, very well equipped on rescue, first aid, and kind of a do-it-yourself type guy anyways, as Eddie said. So he is mechanically inclined as well. And then they brought a 4-door JKU Jeep, which Eddie said as well. So that's the rig that they brought. Again, this competition is not limited to just Jeeps. So please don't think that. Yes, last time it was mainly Jeeps, but we're hoping to get some 4Runners out there, some Tacomas, some Colorados, some Frontiers, maybe even just some Suzukis, anything that's mid-size. And again, it's nothing against the full-size truck guys. In order to keep this very competitive, we've got to put some kind of size requirements on here. If not, a guy with a Suzuki competing against a guy with a 3500 Silverado, it would make it so much easier for the Suzuki guys to get through some of these very technical trails and competitions that we're putting together. So again, that was Eddie, his teammate Steve, the rig that they had. So just a little bit about them and their team. But Eddie, the first thing I got for you, other than your introduction, is basically what was your mindset going into last year's competition? How did you prepare mentally, and what did you think was going to happen when you guys showed up?
How to prepare for it? It's really hard because maybe if you had never done an event like this before, you may think that you are a great off-roader. They go into the events that are put up by some companies, like for example here in Florida, we don't have much. So it was really hard to think what we were going to see, what we were going to encounter. So I was really not prepared for a lot of the things. We did everything we could with the knowledge of, theoretically speaking, we knew some of the things, but we never done them, right? So it was a lot of practice to do some things, learning some new experiences. So it is challenging, believe me. I did not expect it to be this tough. It was fun, but we were physically tired by the end of the day. So it's not just also the vehicle to be prepared, or you go off-roading and a lot of the times the vehicle will do everything, but if something goes down, that's where all the skills and knowledge will come handy. So from changing parts on your vehicle, recovery, etc., if you don't know to do these things, it will be tough. So if you say that you know this stuff, come prove it to the challenge. Definitely, it's not only a challenge to show everybody else, you're gonna prove yourself a lot. Definitely, it's worth it.
All right, perfect. So thanks, Eddie, for that one. My next question for you is gonna be, what was your favorite challenge or favorite part of the event as whole? Now, don't give it away too much, Eddie, because again, some of these things are going to be very similar to this upcoming year, so we don't want anybody to get an overhand if they didn't participate, or a sneak peek into it. But what was your favorite part of the whole event, whether it be a challenge or just something you learned about yourself, or I don't know, what was your favorite part, Eddie?
So that's a tough question, because it was a love-hate relationship with the challenge. Again, it was fun, but it was brutal. So definitely I would say, I miss the fun we had with Steve. Regardless of the challenge, it was just proving ourselves and making teamwork, work itself for the being able to secure a third spot, getting all those points, and at the same time being there for everybody, making them laugh. It was just a really fun event. So I don't have any particular favorite challenge, but the whole thing itself was really fun for me. Let's say the canoe was one of the top ones. The canoe going through the lake, that was fun.
Well, awesome. That's very cool to hear. Hey, let me ask you this. Going into it, obviously you had to bring a bunch of tools with you, or maybe you didn't bring enough tools with you. What is that one thing that you wish you would have had with you during that challenge or the course of the weekend during the various challenge? What is that one thing you're like, man, if we had this would have really helped us out big time? What do you think that was, Eddie?
We were pretty loaded with everything, but one challenge that we encountered and we didn't have something, it was an air compressor or a CO2 tank. I had a compressor in my Jeep, but you are not allowed to use anything else outside of the Jeep that you're participating in. So air compressor would have made one, or I think couple of the challenges pretty easy. But yeah, air compressor.
Yeah, some of the teams had it, some of the teams didn't. Made a big difference for a lot of the different guys out there. So that's cool to hear. All right, what are some words of advice that you've got for this year's teams coming up? If you could give them one little helpful hint, other than some of the stuff you've already said, if you were recommending a guy to compete here, what would you say? Hey, make sure you what would that thing be?
All right, so a challenge that I will give to anyone participating is enjoy it, have fun with it. On regards to preparing, make sure it's not just the Jeep itself. Prepare yourself physically. You're gonna work. You're gonna work out. You're gonna sweat. You're gonna run. You're gonna do not just Jeeping. It's a challenge where it's gonna be scenarios from being your Jeep broke and you have to do some recovery outside. Somebody got injured. So it's so many things. So the shooting part is very, very fun. So prepare yourself not just in the Jeeping aspect, but know your recovery, know your equipment. Physically, definitely try to prepare, run some laps around your neighborhood. But that will be my advice.
All right, very cool to hear that too. So, all right, Eddie, well, I appreciate you, man, taking the time off. Obviously, we had to kind of do this through a little Zoom setup here because of everything that's going on. For those of you who don't know, Eddie's out of Orlando. I'm here in Tampa. So we kind of went back and forth with this. But thanks, Eddie, for your time. For those of you who don't know, Eddie is actually going to be on our media side of things this year. So he's going to be helping us out doing some pictures, some video. That way we can give back to you guys some cool shots of the event. And he's going to be helping in the marketing team. So, Eddie, if you wouldn't mind, what's your YouTube channel, your Instagram, and all your Facebook stuff for everybody to follow you on?
So my social media is Instagram, Copperhead_JL. My YouTube channel is the same, Copperhead_JL. Facebook, I have also a channel for Copperhead_JKU. That one hasn't changed. But I also go through my regular Facebook, Eddie Calero. So if you have any questions, definitely don't hesitate to send those questions to my inbox or whatever you want to send it to. I'll be glad to give you some advice or heads up. And good luck, guys. Thank you for having me, Mark. Take care, guys.
All right, guys, so there you have it. Eddie's contact info. If you've got any questions, comments, or concerns, you can pick Eddie's brain as a competitor. Other than that, guys, registration is now open. It is $500 per team. A team consists of a driver and a co-driver. If you go to our website, floridatrailteamchallenge.com, it has the list of equipment that you are required to bring, as well as some of the parameters that apply to you guys as teams. So if you've got any questions, comments, or concerns, you can post on that website. You can email us and let us know if you have any questions. You can find us on Instagram as well. Florida Trail Team Challenge is our basic handle for every social media platform. But thanks again, guys. We hope to have as many different teams as possible this year as far as vehicles go. And again, it's a maximum of 20 teams, 2 people per team, 20 teams. We've already got a handful of teams paid and registered. So it is the first 20 teams to get in. So hurry up and get in, guys. We're super excited to see you guys at Old Florida Off-Road March 11th through 13th of 2022. Thanks, guys.